It's week 5 of the 6-week Ambient Guitar EP Challenge. Don't give up. Never, ever give up. That's right, it's the 6-week Ambient Guitar EP Challenge. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss a thing. This is week number 5, and we are recording song number 4. So it's a 5-track Ambient Guitar EP. We had an introduction, and we've had now 4 weeks of creating and recording our tracks. I'd like to quickly walk through my track number 4, and then I'd like to talk about staying motivated. For this track, I did well. I stayed within the original constraints of the EP challenge that I set for myself. So I'm using my Telecaster Baritone, and I'm using the same effects chain that I had said I would use again at the beginning. So here is my sound without any effects except for compressor, the Wampler Ego compressor, and the Strymon Riverside distortion. And you can hear there's just a teeny little bit of grit in the signal. And by the way, I don't think I've mentioned this before, on this Telecaster, I'm using only the neck pickup for the tone. All right. From the Riverside, I'm going directly into my Avid 11-rack amp modeler, and everything else is in the stereo effects loop. So first up in that effects loop is my Morley Little Alligator volume pedal. Okay, nothing too crazy there. Next up is the Strymon Capistan. I want to save that for last because it has really long delays. But next up after that is the TC Electronic Flashback Triple Delay, and I'm using just a reverse delay on this song. All right, so pretty straightforward. After the triple delay comes the Strymon timeline, and I've got that set to the D bucket delay type. Here's what that sounds like. The last thing in the signal chain is the Strymon BigSky, and I'm using the cloud reverb type. And if I turn on the triple delay and the timeline along with the BigSky, here's what I get with some volume swells. Really nice sound, like it a lot. Now I wanted to add some more texture in the song along with the volume swells. So I decided to create a fake tape loop, if you will, with the Strymon Capistan. So I set up, I've got it set to SOS mode, sound on sound mode, so I can do, super long kind of delays. And I've set up about, 6 to 8 second delay with a lot of repeats. And it does have a little bit of wow and flutter. Had to get that knob correct. So as the delay kind of fades out, it kind of fakes that tape wow and flutter sound. And I'm just using it for kind of accent textures. And because I've got the Capistan set to buffered bypass, I can turn it off or, bypass it, and the delays will continue to repeat. And they'll keep on going for a while, and it sounds really nice when I play against those textures. Yeah, it's really nice. So just a couple of other things real quick. You may have noticed some capos on the guitar. I've got a capo across the first fret all the way, so it kind of raises the overall pitch of this baritone from B to C. So I'm actually playing in C major. And then I've got a partial capo set on the third fret, and it covers strings 3, 4, and 5. So as I did on a prior track for the EP, this gives me kind of like a fake dadgad kind of tuning. So it's kind of nice for droney types of things. And then the tune itself is just an old hymn tune. Again, that's one of the constraints I set for myself, is to make use of old public domain hymn tunes. All right, that's my song breakdown, but maybe what's more important is to talk about what to do if you're running behind schedule, so maybe you're not going to make the 6 weeks, or if you're feeling discouraged. Well, first off, if you are running behind schedule, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. It's okay. You do not have to do this ambient guitar EP in 6 weeks. If it takes you 7 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, it's okay. The most important thing, to my mind, is just to keep the process moving forward. Make sure you're devoting time each week to this project, thinking about it, planning, recording, composing, recording, mixing, that sort of thing. Just keep it moving forward. It's okay. Discouragement. Yeah, that's a big thing, isn't it? Maybe you're keeping up with me schedule-wise, but perhaps the results are not quite what you'd like them to be. Well, my advice and my encouragement for you, to you, is keep moving. Keep recording, keep pushing this project to the end. Don't lay the project down because you're discouraged. Finish the project. There's a couple reasons why you should do that. Number one is that you'll feel good about finishing the project instead of just having something half done lying around your studio. Second, if you finish the project, you can then decide what you would like to do with it. Maybe you'll get done this project and maybe you'll decide, you know what, I don't actually want to distribute this outside of my studio. That's okay. Use this as a learning exercise for the next project. You'll never regret doing this if you finish it and learn from it. And lastly, on the note of not being satisfied with the results, one other quick piece of advice. The small mistakes that you hear, likely no one else will hear. You're intimately close to your music. You know exactly the notes you played. You may remember the position of your hand on the fretboard as you played the notes. Little slips here and there, in particular if you're using delay and reverb like I do, they're almost undetectable by others. So don't sweat it. I mean, if it's a big, huge mistake, you might want to do the song over again, or again, just use it as a learning exercise. But if there are little, small mistakes, don't sweat it. I hope you'll hang in there with me for the rest of the project. And again, if you haven't already done so, subscribe, hit that bell notification, become a part of the Chords of Orion constellation of ambient guitarists, and I'll see all of you on the next video.